Hi and welcome back. The first thing we need to do is find objects to create patterns with. And you may have items that you can use in your stash, which is great. It works best for the types of things we're going to create if your objects have a transparent background, which would be a PNG or PSD file. If your items have a white background, then you will need to extract those. I'm just going to be touching on extraction in the next video. There are a lot of classes on Skillshare that go more in depth on extraction and getting rid of the background, so you might want to check those out. Before you start your project, it's obviously important to know if you are planning on using what you create in something you are going to sell. If you're just creating things for personal use, then you have a lot more resources available to you. You can just look for things that say personal use okay. If you will be using what you create in a project you plan to sell, then you need to make sure your images are copyright free or in the public domain. So one of the ways that I find images is by doing a search for royalty free or public domain images. And a couple of great places are the Library of Congress website and the Wikicommons site. Now here is a screenshot of the Wikicommons site where I did a search for fruit illustrations, and this is what came up. The other great thing about the Wikicommons site is usually it will list on each image page the terms of use if it's in the public domain, or if you need to leave attribution, which means you would have to give credit to who you got it from. There's a mix of images and photos on the Wikicommons site. And the photos are usually pretty good about saying whether or not you can just use them as public domain or if it's under the Creative Commons attribution license. So you just need to give credit for those photos. Now here are some actual images I've found on Wikicommons that are in the public domain. You'll find a lot of more vintage images that are okay for commercial use. And I've put the links to those two sites in the notes for this video so that you can go and check them out. Now, an alternative is to invest in Dover Clip Art. You may have heard of it, you may use it already, and they've been around for a long time. They've done all the research, so you don't have to worry about using the images in commercial projects. You can purchase a book with CD either on their site or on Amazon. And Amazon is usually a bit cheaper. But the great thing about Dover is now they have what's called Dover Pictora, which allows you to purchase downloadable sheets of images. I think they range from 99 cents to $1.99 a sheet. So you can just pick and choose what you think you might want to work with. I have a lot of the books with CD, and I know I'm not going to use a lot of the images in those books. So this is a great alternative. You can find a sheet that has a bunch of images you like, buy it, and instantly download it, and voila! Usually with the Dover Pictora, they have a white background, so you'll need to extract those, but since it's a white background, it makes it much easier. I hope this has given you some ideas on how to search for objects to use in your patterns, and I'll see you in the next video.